Hi everybody, my name is Paula Shaw and today I want to talk to you about the full moon in Libra coming up on the 5th or the 6th of April, depending where you are in the world. This full moon has a very interesting dynamic going on. The moon is literally sitting on its own on the opposite side of the sky to all of the other planets. So it's looking very much on its own. And every month I write a monthly astrology snapshot, which you can subscribe to, where I dive in deep to the major themes each lunar month, beginning at the new moon. And when I was writing about this full moon, I actually had a very strong intuitive hit that with the moon being on its own, and it's in Libra. So Libra rules over all of our relationships, all of our the ways that we connect with each other, the ways that we connect with life, the way that we relate to everything in our lives and on earth and everyone. And when you have a full moon in Libra, obviously all of those issues are going to feel amplified and magnified. And you're going to find yourself wanting to focus on your relationships. Now, because this full moon has this whole dynamic of sitting on its own, I really had this feeling that this was a time for you, for me, for all of us to step outside of our relationships and take stock. Do some healing of our relationship to ourselves. Because the ultimate truth, and we all know this, we've all been told that if you really want to love another, you must first love yourself. And this full moon is an opportunity for you to just step back, let any toxic relationship patterns that have been playing out, especially over this last few years where we've been going through these major cycles of unraveling old karmic patterns, old karmic stories that no longer represent who we are. This has affected everything on earth, and especially our relationships. I see in my work, my one-to-one sessions with people, more and more of us are moving into new relationship dynamics, new relationship patterns, new ways of loving each other, of living with each other, of honoring each other, new ways of understanding what is true monogamy, what is it to be in relationships where you're not controlled or compromising who you are, yourself, to sustain and maintain the relationship. The institution until death do us part is coming down. It's breaking down. And that doesn't mean we're going to move into relationship chaos. Not at all. But at this full moon, you can take some time out to heal some of the wounding, to allow yourself to be reformed and reshaped with the way you do your one-to-one relationships, your sacred relationship contracts with others. This full moon is an opportunity to undo any unhealthy contracts that you know come from an old story, that you know come from the past. And like I was sharing, really look at where these relationship contracts were formed in old views, old conditioning, old karmic stories. And any of those that have already been being challenged, work on yourself internally to unravel that, and then go and sit with the other person and see if there isn't an opportunity for you both to rewrite that relationship story, to renew it, and to open yourself to completely new ways of being. And this doesn't have to be throwing out all of those people or the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak. This could be really a beautiful time to unravel the stories within yourself and renew contracts with the people that are willing to go there with you, to open and expand into new ways of loving, of living. Honestly, it is a very challenging time, what we're going through. All of our old stories are unraveling. It is a great time of unraveling. It is a quickening Pluto's just moved into Aquarius, and I'm planning to do a separate piece and offering on that. But the world is going through something huge, and you can really lean into it. And especially with this full moon, lean into your relationship stories. Allow a profound healing and a letting go. Full moons are about the amplification, the illumination, but then with the ultimate intention of seeing what needs to be released, seeing what is needing to change, what needs healing. This full moon sits exactly opposite Chiron. Chiron is the original wound. He is the wounded healer. He's the master shaman. And whenever he's involved in anything, this is a sign that healing can really happen at this time. Sometimes for great healing to happen, we need to dive deeper into the wounding. And that's okay, don't be scared. Because this is a setup by the universe to say, hey, you can really let go of some old stories at this full moon. Another piece to note is that Jupiter is conjunct the Sun, within 4 degrees. So this can also speak to, if you heal the relationship within and you look without, there is this potential for new beginnings. Sun, Chiron, Jupiter in Aries, new initiating energy, new ways of being in your relationship stories. It really is a big opportunity. So we need to look at the ruling planet of whatever sign the moon is in, and that's Venus. And Venus is in a beautiful, beautiful dynamic at this full moon. She is in a beautiful aspect with Neptune, which is, again, more higher realm healing, more soothing. She is in Taurus, which is, she's rules over Taurus. This is, how can we really learn to love each other, to look after each other, so that we can share resources, Taurus, in more harmonious ways. If we can let go of the old institutions that no longer serve us and not go into complete chaos. I mean, some parts of reality will go into chaos at these times with a big turn of an era, but your personal life doesn't have to go into chaos to change, to evolve. How can you open your mind to new ways of relating, which will then allow you to go into new harmonious ways of sharing and working together and with resources, really supporting each other, really helping each other out. The big collective story we're going through is showing us that we need to come back to what matters. We need to stop living in these excessive, insane patterns and come back to what really matters. And our relationships are everything. The human species survives so well and thrives because we are a social species. We need each other. And if we can allow ourselves to go through a profound process of letting go of crazy stories that we inherited, we can revision and renew and go into really exciting evolutionary relationship patterns that takes ourselves individually to another level, but also our community, our families, and the whole of the world. It's really interesting to note that Uranus is within range of Venus, so there is a mild conjunction between these two planets, which is basically what I was just saying. There's an opportunity for a completely new way, a revolutionary way of being in your relationships. And this includes, like I said at the beginning, the relationship with yourself. So the full moon, imagine the moon sitting on its own, alone in the sky, opposite all the planets. If any of you know how to look at a chart, go and have a look and you'll see what I mean. So then we'll strip it all back, would be my suggestion for a ritual or a ceremony. It would be to just sit with yourself, sit in that energy of the moon, looking opposite. So the moon's looking at the sun, always at a full moon, they're exactly opposite. Looking at Jupiter, looking at Chiron, think of Jupiter as the great guru with profound spiritual wisdom. He's there with Chiron. They're trying to help you to heal big time. And the sun, the queen, king, and that you're looking over at them and they're looking at you with love, you know, looking at you saying there's another way, there is a new vision. Remember, Sun, Jupiter, Chiron are all in Aries, the beginning point, the seeding point, the initiating new energies, new life. They want to help you. So take some time out. Sit with yourself. Start with what relationships are of this old pattern that you can just honor with love and release. How can you be there for yourself and love yourself more at this time? What do you need to feel resourced and nourished? Take some time out at this full moon to really feel into these patterns and really get a sense of what needs healing in you at this time, with the intention of helping the people around you, of, as I said, you know, you heal yourself, you heal the world. I know it's a bit corny and we've heard it so much lately, but you could even spend some time to think about at this full moon, how much do you actually love you? I know it's corny, but honestly, how much do you see your personal value? Do you have forgiveness for yourself? Again, looking back, the world's changing. Whatever we did pre-2020, it's almost like just leave it there. Let it go. We are not the same species as what we were pre-2020. Whatever mistakes you made, let it go. Forgive it. Forgive yourself at this full moon. See your own humanity. See the place where you can have compassion for yourself. Because I know for sure when we have compassion for ourselves and we see our own humanity, it naturally, we can see it in others. It's instant. We don't have to try. It automatically is shared. So, yeah. I'm just looking at the chart. So you can, at this new moon, you can actually ride whatever new moon, at this full moon, you can actually connect back to what you were seeding in at the new moon in Aries and give it a blast from a deep place within yourself. So honestly, take time, do some healing, allow this lonely full moon to be like a representation of you. Write down what you want to let go of, and then spend a moment with self-love, self-forgiveness. Be with your own humanity. Reset your energy. It has been brutal. We have had so much heavy old karmic stuff coming up. The shadow work has been real for everybody. It doesn't even matter if you know the word shadow work. It's real. So use this full moon to just, in a way, refresh and reset what love is in your life. Start with yourself, heal the toxic relationships of the old world, and really spend a moment, you know, even just put your hands on your heart and just feel true love and compassion for yourself, and then go from there. So I wish you a beautiful full moon. This actually is all building up to the Sun-Jupiter conjunction on the 11th. So just days after this full moon, we go into a conjunction. The Sun-Jupiter conjunction can be a bit of a mixed bag. It can be very powerful, and yet some ancient astrologers see it as potentially a time when we're not having as much access to Jupiter. But it's the energy of being larger than life. And I get the sense that at this full moon, as you heal, as you release, reset your relationship patterns, I really feel you'll get a boost. And if you did work with the new moon in Aries, really know that what you're clearing at this full moon will actually give the intentions and what you've been seeding in with your heart, it'll give it a big mega boost. So I wish you well. Happy full moon. And yeah, so many blessings and so much love and healing to you all.